So 1,100 men went in the war. 316 men come out. The Sharks took the rest June the 29th, 1945.
It's been 50 years since the movie Jaws first scared the hell out of all of us.
You yell shark. We've got a panic on our hands on the 4th of July.
I thought of the classic flick the other day as I passed by this place, the iconic shark gift shop on South Padre Island.
One person had a severe shark bite to the leg.
Shark attacks can be deadly, and they're always very bad for business in a town that relies totally on tourism. Look at everyone running away as the shark in Jaws circles its prey. But a shark can't get inside City Hall.
Are we saying the meeting's been canceled?
So why are island commissioners acting like they just saw one?
You're a scary guy, but I don't do that.
Come on, do I look scary? Watch the amazing sunsets on South Padre Island, seeing the sun slowly disappear past the horizon. It takes a while, but this, it was over in seconds.
No 5:30 meeting either?
That's how long it took for Councilman Joe Rico to get out of his seat and then out of City Hall when word spread that we were back in town.
Then can you tell me if there's a good restaurant or hotel on the island?
So meeting canceled, huh?
Yeah, just got canceled before here.
A meeting of the Island City Council had been abruptly canceled at the very last second.
And you knew it. You knew there was a shark out there. You knew it was dangerous.
You can hear a stunned city commissioner on a speakerphone.
So Dolcefino hasn't given up on him.
Oh, no.
$250,000 for a Chicago consulting company called Hunden Partners to help the city negotiate a deal for this beachfront property, for a new convention center hotel, a marina, even though the city doesn't even own the land. Last June, the city signed a memorandum of understanding with the company that does own it, Agora USA LP, based in San Antonio. But the details of any real estate deal have not been made public. Wait a minute. South Padre had already spent nearly $3 million drawing up plans to expand the current convention center on the north side of the island. And City Council has yet to vote on another $671,000 in bills. Is that deal toast? The millions spent lost?
You gonna shut down the beaches on your own authority? Well, what other authority do I need?
The $120 to $150 million price tag for the convention center expansion was attacked from the very beginning as excessive, wasteful.
I think it's wrong to spend all this money. In a small town like ours, we have one shot at this, folks.
The architect's plans expanded the convention center on top of land where many of the migrating birds land. That was an obvious non-starter. The birders went crazy, and millions had been spent without first getting permission from Cameron County. The county owns the land. It stunk because it looked like some public officials in South Padre were rushing to get this deal done fast, without proper public scrutiny.
Thank you very much, Mr. Quint. We'll take it under advisement.
Guess what the county said? No, stalling the project, maybe killing it, at least the big price tag that Joe Rico had been looking for.
Mr. Rico, excuse me. Mr. Rico.
Hey, I'm allowed to come in this way. And there's been virtual silence about the other emerging scandal at the current convention center. What happened to Blake Henry, who was recruited by Joe Rico to develop and run the convention center project?
We're very busy here at the convention center.
Henry suddenly resigned a few weeks ago, but did he have a choice? Henry said he wasn't asked to leave. Says he took a great job opportunity in the Northeast. His LinkedIn shows he's working in theater in New York. And did you know that Lori Moore, the longtime sales director at the convention center, she got fired around the same time? The paper trail is eye-opening, but we can't take credit for exposing the irregularities, now under investigation by the Cameron County DA and the Texas Rangers.
Lead us to another level of our tax dollars benefiting the community.
She deserves the credit. Erin Hartwell, an outspoken member of the Island Special Events Committee.
That's what this is about.
I don't need to be yelled at. I think it's important for everybody to know how much money
we have city council meetings.
She may soon be on city council. Almost won her race this November without a runoff. A full 15 months ago, Hartwell sent this letter to the convention center boss, questioning hundreds of thousands of dollars spent on some of the island's best-known events. Chrome in the Sand, the Crawfish Festival,
At the South Padre Island Crawfish Festival,
Tacos and Tequila,
at the South Padre Island Convention Center,
those pickleball courts, and of course, spring break.
And people are having a wonderful time.
Complaints about a lack of accountability in the use of public funds, a lack of receipts, what she called exorbitant expenses for event websites. Some are no longer on the internet.
There's been a great return on investment on these festivals.
A lot of those expenses are, again, extremely unnecessary.
And purchase orders for suspicious amounts, $9,950. That's important because at $10,000, you need a higher approval. We now know the city attorney questioned invoices for spring break activities, $49,500 each, just under the $50,000 figure that would have required bidding, a public vote by council. If someone looks at these contracts the city attorney wrote, it can easily be perceived as an attempt to avoid bidding requirements. They were approved anyway.
I am familiar with the fact that you are going to ignore this particular problem until it swims up and bites you on the ass.
Look at this invoice from Bird Promotions. On the letterhead of another company, they misspell their own website address.
I was confused by his invoice. I couldn't understand how a tech and marketing company could misspell their website on their invoice.
Blake Henry clearly did not like Hartwell asking so many questions about the way the city's hotel tax monies were being spent.
We're very busy here at the convention center.
The city's Special Events Committee of Taxpayers, he wrote, had no authority and is not sanctioned by the city for any investigative functions. It turns out that South Padre may not even own the domain names for some of its biggest annual events.
He does the website because he owns the domain for the websites. The city does not.
The promoter and marketing company does, essentially locking the city into what could be a never-ending flow of taxpayer money.
There were city leaders that also were under the impression that we owned these events, and they were also astonished that we didn't own the websites and other things.
How did we confirm this criminal investigation? Well, the city admitted it in this letter to the Texas Attorney General.
Fish sharp. Swallow you whole. Down you go.
South Padre Island taxpayers should now demand a forensic audit to see if they were cheated. I'll hold my breath that the DA and the Rangers do a darn thing about corruption in South Padre Island. And you know why? I've been watching the DA for a while, and that office seems to be a place where corruption complaints go to die.
We know all about you, Chief. You don't go in the border at all, do you?
But I used my short visit to the island to make sure the city's attorney knew I was tired of trying to play nice, waiting for public records for months. I mean, these are all little things that should be resolved without bullshit.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
I agree with you.
These are your people. Go and talk to them.
Why hasn't the city talked publicly about the death of that girl, Mariah?
Why would we?
City Secretary Nikki Soto has ignored our demand the island's ethics committee hear our complaints. These folks haven't met for months. I wonder if the city ethics committee has even been told about this convention center scandal. I bet they haven't. Our investigation in South Padre began after the death of a young woman on the island's bridge.
A blood alcohol content test conducted in Lara that night showed a result of almost 2.5 times more than the legal limit.
Video documenting the alleged drunk driver's movements that night have never been made public, but court records, they claim a lot of the alleged over-serving happened at bars owned by the city's top 2 public officials, Louis' Backyard and Tequila Sunset.
You're gonna need a bigger boat.
Do you believe your bar is responsible for Mariah's death?
I have no comment.
The city's records show the bars haven't had a full fire inspection in several years. And public records show the mayor and the mayor pro tem, Mr. Rico, are partners with McAllen businessman Alter Holland and his family. They also own the big parking lot in the Island Entertainment District. Signs limit who can use it, who will get towed. That is a problem the city needs to solve. Joe Rico has even been accused of allegedly extorting money for an island charity from the owners of this place, Coconut Jack's, just so their customers could use the parking lot. And when they didn't give a big enough check, Rico sent it back. So much for the charity. The ethics code on the island is in writing. A city official shall not take any official action that he or she knows will affect the economic interest of the official. Makes sense.
We'll have to amend our reports.
Both the mayor and Councilman Rico have voted on spending in the district where they have clear economic interest. Drainage on the street in front of their places and these lights illuminating the walkway right in front of their bars. They cost hundreds of thousands of dollars to put in. But it doesn't end there. There have been multiple complaints that city employees have been used to retaliate against bars that try to open to compete with the ones the politicians own. The owners of Coconut Jack's have been working for more than 2 years to bring a new restaurant bar to this popular bayfront, a Bubba Gump franchise. But as they worked on the plans for the new restaurant, City Council suddenly changed the rules for how far away you could put a parking lot, from 1,200 feet down to just 200 feet, virtually eliminating the chance for any additional new bars to open in the area. That's good for the bars that are run by the politicians.
This is a $6 million project that's going to bring a lot of tax revenue for the city. And you don't notify me after 2.5 years of going back and forth that there's going to be a change? I mean, it doesn't make sense.
The owners went to the City Planning and Zoning Committee for a waiver, citing the economic hardship the change created for them. The mayor, he testified against giving them a waiver.
Mr. Mayor, go ahead.
Well, today I'm not here as mayor. I'm here as Patrick McNulty.
Those few words at the zoning committee meeting crystallized just part of the conflict of interest we've exposed here in South Padre. The zoning committee, they voted to grant the waiver anyway, twice, paving the way for the restaurant to finally move forward, unless more City Hall roadblocks suddenly appear.
We can all rise for the Pledge of Allegiance.
It's unusual for local governments to schedule a meeting on the morning of Election Day, but that's exactly what happened in South Padre this month. It was to include a vote to take the power to grant parking waivers suddenly away from the zoning committee. But they knew how bad it would look if they didn't make it clear the Bubba Gump parking controversy had been settled.
Fire, you son of a...
We put this change on hold until the so-called Bubba Gump project was already heard by P&Z, so we didn't want to be targeted or accused of changing the law in the middle of that process.
Where do we keep the beach closed signs?
We missed our chance to have another long chat with Joe Rico.
We could talk after the meeting, too.
But hey, Joe, we'll be back, because I love the beach.
You all know me, know how I earn a living. I'll catch this bird for you, but it ain't gonna be easy. Bad fish,